The following program is brought to you commercial-free by Oregon Imaging Centers and Willamette Valley Cancer Institute and Research Center.
I was 23 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Don't put off to tomorrow what you should do today.
It was a complete shock when they called and said, we need to look at your mammogram again.
Hello. Thanks for joining us for this special presentation, Faces of Breast Cancer. I'm Kelly Warner.
And I'm Renee McCullough. Here in Oregon, we have one of the highest rates of breast cancer in the country. It is a disease that knows no boundaries and touches thousands of lives, men and women, every year.
In the next 30 minutes, we're going to take a closer look at how breast cancer has changed lives in our local communities and what's being done to increase awareness and increase the chances that more people will beat this disease.
Right now, 53 women are diagnosed with breast cancer each week in Oregon. The reality is 10 of those women will die.
What's more, nearly 34,000 women in Lane County between the ages of 18 and 64 don't have insurance, and most are putting off life-saving screenings such as mammograms. But for more than 10 years, Komen Oregon has been working to bring those numbers down by supporting our local communities through the Race for the Cure.
And last year, during Eugene's inaugural race, nearly $750,000 was raised to support groundbreaking research and life-saving screenings for those who can't afford them. Both are critical to ending breast cancer once and for all. Unfortunately, we're not there yet.
We're here in the lobby of the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute at Riverbend in Springfield. Every person who steps into this room is here because they've been told they have cancer. If this space could talk, you'd hear countless stories. Stories of fear, stories of hope, and stories of survival. One of those stories belongs to Katie Burke. She was told more than once that she was too young to have cancer. Fortunately, she didn't listen. When Katie Burke's front door opens,
Nice to see you.
she welcomes in friends. On this night, it's a room full of very special ladies. All of these women are cancer survivors, and they are here as part of a support group for each other. But this is not where most of these women met Katie for the first time.
And I'm not sure how long she was in the hospital before she passed away.
They met her here at the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute, where Katie Burke is now a certified medical assistant.
I was 23 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
23 years old and just recently married when she found a lump. So she went to the doctor.
I kept hearing, oh, you don't have any family history. It's probably nothing. It's probably nothing. I mean, you know, I kept hearing that, and it's like, well, what if it is something? What if, you know? And I just went with my gut feeling, and it was something.
It was an aggressive form of breast cancer, and with a 95% chance that the cancer could return later in her life, Katie made a tough decision. She chose to have a double mastectomy. Now she works in the very clinic where she herself was treated, and every day Katie shares a message with other women that she believes in now more than ever. Pay attention to your body.
No matter what age you are, it could be something, and you have to be your own advocate.
Having no support group to turn to after her own diagnosis, Katie started this support group specifically for women in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, where no topic is off limits.
You know, we're all pretty young, and so it can range from things having to do with families, nutrition, you know, your body after cancer, sex, other things that young women deal with that you may not deal with in the same way when you're an older woman or man going through it.
To be in a room with other women who have also been through chemo and radiation and have the same kinds of fears and concerns that I have and know what I'm talking about when I mention a side effect or something that's happening, it's so invaluable.
Is there information on that?
They talk, they laugh, and they celebrate. This cheesecake, decorated with the words "Cancer Sucks," is for Stephanie, who just completed chemo.
Here we go.
It's kind of a unique and really special group where you finally feel like you can say whatever you want to say, and you don't have to burden your family with some of the things that might be really hard for them to hear.
That's just how Katie intended this support group to be. Now 26 years old, she celebrated her own survivorship earlier this year at an M's game celebrating breast cancer awareness. She threw out the first pitch.
Breast cancer survivor Katie Burke.
And through it all, Katie will never forget the valuable lessons this horrible disease has taught her.
It teaches me that, time is everything.
And she doesn't plan on squandering a moment of it. Katie hopes to see her support group grow, and she wants to continue to spread the message of early detection to high school and college-age women in our community. Now, grab a pen. If you or someone you know would benefit from the Young Women's Cancer Support Group, you can get more information by jotting down the number right there on your screen. It's 541-294-6672.
The state of Oregon is taking steps to make it easier for women who are diagnosed with breast cancer to get the treatment they need, even if they don't have health insurance. Earlier this year, Governor John Kitzhaber signed Senate Bill 433 into law. It means that low-income women in Oregon who are diagnosed with breast or cervical cancer will have access to life-saving treatment, even if they were diagnosed by a physician outside of the state's breast and cervical program. This is a significant piece of legislation because it closes a loophole in the system.
This is a no wrong door policy. If you are diagnosed with breast and cervical cancer and you are not insured and you meet the eligibility requirements of our program here in the state, you will have treatment.
Supporters of the bill say women should not be penalized for receiving a diagnosis outside of a particular program. The important thing is they get